afternoon, race fans. I'm Chris Terrell. I'm here for dailyfantasysportsrankings.com, RotoPros.com, and Rotoballer.com to bring you my top picks for the Pennzoil 400 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. All the data is loaded into the cheat sheet, so let's dig in and take a look at a couple Dominator place differential and a value play for this week. Starting with the Dominator picks this week, we're going to go up to the top. First of all, I'm looking at Kevin Harvick. He dominated the race in Atlanta last week and has a good shot at doing the same thing here this week. He crashed out last year in Las Vegas, led after just 68 laps, but he did finish 7th in 2016 and he dominated the race in 2015, leading 142 laps and had 79 fast laps for a total of 138 DraftKings points. And you can find this data by clicking on the last 6 races tab here at the bottom. I got all the last 6 races data, with the start, finish, differential, fast laps, laps led, and then all the DraftKings scoring data listed right there for you to look at. Going back to the main page of the cheat sheet, I want to go look at some practice and qualifying times. You can see that Harvick was 2nd in practice 1. He qualified 2nd. He was 4th in the 2nd practice. Had the fastest 10-lap average in that 2nd practice, and while he did drop to 14th in final practice, he did keep up that long run speed, finishing 2nd in the 10-lap average there as well. So I think he has a great chance at dominating a bunch of laps. If there's going to be 2 or 3 dominators, I think he's got a good chance at leading 50 plus. Also think he's got a good chance at outright dominating and leading 100 plus here this week. Next up, we're going to go below the 10K salary range, and we're going to look at Kyle Larson. He was one of the drivers to test here in February, and he was 1st and 2nd in those sessions, and it appears that the team has carried that speed over to race weekend, as he was the fastest in opening practice, qualified 5th, he was fastest in practice 2, 2nd in final practice, and then posted the fastest 10-lap average in final practice as well. So he's currently leading the Xfinity race as we speak here right now as well, and he was fastest in all those practices as well, ahead of Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney, who are also in that race here this afternoon. He struggled to a 38th place finish here last year, but bounced back, or in 2016 rather, and bounced back in a big way last year. He finished 2nd, which was the start of an awesome West Coast run for him, as he won California, and he was 2nd at Phoenix as well. So he really likes the West Coast, and I think he's got a good chance at a nice value to lead a bunch of laps this week and definitely pay off his $9,800 price tag. And then finally, don't count out Martin Truex Jr. as he dominated the mile-and-a-half tracks last season. He won 7 races, leading 1,208 laps for an average of 95.5 DK points per race. He was also 11th in opening practice and 10th in practice 2. Had some trouble, a little bit of a tire vibration during qualifying, but still qualified 4th, so obviously not that big of a deal with that PSI issue on the tire. Going into final practice, he did very well. He showed some top speed. He was 3rd in final practice and had the 3rd fastest 10-lap average in both practice 2 and 3 on Saturday. So definitely don't count him out. He is expensive at $10,500, but only $200 more than Harvick. And you can stack 2 of those 3 Dominator drivers with some of the value plays here this week and some of the mid-range guys. Jumping into the place differential plays, I got them highlighted in blue here. Up first for me this week, going to go the lowest salary of the 3, is Ryan Newman at $7,100. He struggled in qualifying. He didn't make it into the 2nd round. He will start 25th on Sunday. But the good news is he was 2nd in the 2nd practice, 12th in that 10-lap average in that 2nd practice, 6th in final practice, and 11th in the 10-lap average. And then more good news is he's finished top 20 here in 4 straight races with 2 top 10 finishes and picked up positive place differential in each of those races. So all things considered, I think he's good for a top 20, upside of probably a top 15 somewhere, probably 12th to 15th place finish, which would definitely be enough for $7,100. And his salary also helps you get to 2 of those top Dominator drivers as well. Up next is Aric Almirola. He also struggled in round 1 of qualifying, and he'll start 29th this week, a little bit farther back from Newman, so he's got a little bit more place differential value there. He continued to struggle in practice 2. He was 28th in practice 2, didn't have a 10 lap, so he didn't run 10 laps there in the 2nd practice, but going into the final practice, he showed a lot of speed, looking a lot better. He was 12th, and then he also had the 7th fastest 10-lap average, so very positive there. and he's finished 26th or better here in 6 straight races in Vegas with 2 top 15s, and he's now in a little bit better equipment in my opinion with Stewart Haas Racing in the number 10, and the Ford Camp has shown a ton of speed earlier in the year. Jamie McMurray is also on my list this week at 7,400. He's going to be a little bit chalkier, I think, than Almirola just because you get that $300 discount. But he's starting 22nd this week. He was 11th in practice 2, 13th in the 10-lap average, and then posted the 17th fastest speed in the final practice. Again, 13th in the 10-lap average. And he's been consistent here at Vegas with 6 straight finishes of 16th or better with 2 top 10 finishes. So I think he can definitely gain a bunch of spots and get enough DraftKings points for you to hit value on that $7,400 price tag. And then a value play that I'm looking at this week, originally I was looking at Michael McDowell. He's down at 5,500. He qualified 15th, which I would have liked to see a little bit farther back. He was 9th in practice 2, 16th 10-lap average, but then struggled a little bit in happy hour final practice. He was 29th with 22nd fastest 10-lap average. So I'm a little leery on him. I'm thinking his ownership might be a little bit up too because he showed some speed so far this year. But one guy that I am looking at just above him at 5,700 is Chris Buescher. He's starting 28th, so he does have that place differential value, and he continued to get better throughout the weekend. He was 24th in practice 2 on Saturday, and then 13th in final practice. So even if he gets, even a 20th place finish somewhere in there, the average of those practices was 18.5. So 20th to 23rd place finish, pick up 5 place differential points at 5,700. I think that's enough value to help you combine him with some of these place differential guys in blue to get you 2 of these top end guys as well. So that concludes my picks video for this week. If you have any questions about any drivers I mentioned or maybe some that I didn't mention, many ways you can reach out to me. For DFSR customers, you can leave a comment in the article. You can also go to the DFSR chat room. I'll be in there in the morning leading up to lineup lock as well as a little bit tonight. For RotoPros, you can join me in the Slack chat. And for Rotoballer, you can leave a question in the chat room at the bottom of the article, which will be released here in about half an hour to an hour. You can also reach out to me on Twitter at Jaeger_bombs9 or leave a comment below in the video here. Thanks for watching the video, and be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to get notifications when new videos come out and are published. Cheers, and let's get those green screens this week, everyone.